Hi guys, I'm Shmi and we're at the 2015 IAA, the motor show here in Frankfurt, and the thing I've noticed now that it's day 2, overwhelmingly, is that so many of the cars at this year's show are blue. Now, amusingly, I've got myself a blue car coming very soon, the McLaren 675 LT, painted in cerulean blue, which is a really, really nice colour, light blue metallic. But as I've been going around, it feels like I've kind of got involved in a trend this year because everybody is releasing blue cars, and you're going to see that as I go around the show. We're going to start right here with the new Ford GT. I love this car. I went to the launch in Detroit at the very beginning of this year, and I've seen it at quite a few events since then. It's such a nice colour, the Ford Performance Blue. I can't wait for these to hit the roads, although we're not going to have very many of them in the UK. But what you're going to notice as we go around today's show is that this is not the only supercar in blue. This is one of quite a few of them. There are going to be a lot more other cars to see as well. It's like every single company has gone blue. Let's take a look around. One of the big releases here then at this show, the Ferrari 488 Spyder, the convertible version of the 488 GTB. And they have gone for their launch communication colour in this very, very nice light blue metallic, which is incredibly similar to the colour that I have chosen as well. Now the Spyder's come out hot on the heels of the 488 GTB that we have over there, the white car, because it uses the same sort of roof mechanism as the 458 Italia to Spyder before it. But the colour actually suits the car really quite well, and I'm sure it's going to be very, very popular amongst 488 customers. Looks quite nicely with the blue sort of stripe up the centre of the seats there as well to match the exterior. But they certainly have chosen a very, very nice shade for this car. Another of the big premieres here this year at Frankfurt then, the Lamborghini Huracan Spyder, the drop-top version of the LP610-4, and they've chosen to launch it with all the press pictures in this colour. It's a sort of gloss blue as opposed to a metallic that most people have gone for. It's got the sort of contrasting tan-coloured interior as well, but it's pretty striking, that's for sure. It's a very good-looking car too. Setting the trend yet again though, we've got the 488 Spyder in blue, we've got the Huracan Spyder in blue. Seems that this is the way to go if you've got your mid-engine sports cars, two-seat sports cars, to make them blue. And at Bugatti, it's the star of the show. This is the Vision Gran Turismo, the car, the concept sort of car they've created that can be played by the fans of Bugatti in the Gran Turismo franchise. And the thing is absolutely insane. This is, you know, a one-off. It's not a production car or something, but it gives design cues about what we're going to see in the next Bugatti that is due for release at some point in the future. The super sports car that is coming. Rolls-Royce do some of the finest paintworks out there, and we have the new Dawn, the convertible car they've just launched in the midnight blue colour here, which just looks awesome. It's obviously nothing like the light blues that I've been going for, but the contrast of the orange on the dark blue, quite literally the Dawn colours, is absolutely beautiful. And Rolls-Royce do some stunning, stunning blues on their cars, like the Phantom we've got over here. You can just about see again a dark blue, but they make some really, really, really nice colours on their cars. I also did a full video with the Dawn while I was here as well, given that it had its premiere at this show. We've got a Brabus Tailor-made Smart, and that's technically blue, although it's blue with a bit of yellow. And let me take a look at the interior of this. That is very, very out there. Blue, 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 yellow, yellow, yellow. It's kind of a greeny yellow. Interesting contrast. Brabus have gone satin blue then on the Tesla Model S, their zero emissions car. First time working with the Tesla actually that they unveiled here. They've done some cosmetic changes to the exterior and also a full retrim to the interior. That's a satin blue car that we're entering the world of here at the IAA this year. The normal Tesla in a darker blue. Jaguar's new F-Pace SUV then. This is in cesium blue, which means something very similar to my cerulean blue. But this is not very sky coloured. At least if the sky was this colour blue, I would be a bit worried. It would be a very, very dark one. It's a really nice colour though, actually, for the car, the F-Pace here, which had its premiere. And as you can see, a lot of people are looking at it here on the Jaguar stand. We did have a full F-Pace. Now we seem to only have half of an F-Pace. Although it's always fun to get a good look at the insides of these cars when they cut them completely open. You can see the whole chassis and the way it works. 2 blue Alpinas, the BMW tuner. We've got the B3 bi-turbo. And we've got the XD3 bi-turbo. There hasn't been too much to see at this year's motor show from the Maserati stand, but we do have the Gran Cabrio Sport in a very, very nice colour here. Goes well with the cream interior as well. These cars just look brilliant. They sound fantastic as well. Always look good. It's on top of the Gran Cabrio Sport. We've got the MC Stradale behind. Maserati's usual models. Quattroporte and Ghibli. Alfa Romeo's new Giulia, which got around the Nürburgring 9 seconds quicker than the BMW M4, which is pretty impressive for their new 4-seater, 4-door saloon. Looks very, very nice too. This one in a really dark blue, nearly purple actually. I'm not quite sure if the camera sees the kind of pearlescent effect on it. But it's a very, very good looking car that they've presented at this year's show. I'm sure those are going to be a big success. Spotted on the Hyundai stand, the iX20. Now, I'm not going to lie, a car I know absolutely nothing about. This does not sort of fit into my normal genre of supercars. I just spotted it because of the colour, so came over to have a little look. It's a very light blue, this car. Don't think we've got an interior to match though. A spacious boot. And it's called Ara Blue. I like their paint samples actually. Yeah, like triangular. Good way to look at lots of different colours. What else do we have? Ash blue, aqua sparkling. Yeah, I'd go with it. Ara Blue if I was getting an iX20. Hey look, it's blue. Michelin's blue, the sign is blue. The car is not so blue. It's nice though. The S-Class Coupe is nice, but not as blue as we're looking for. Half blue on the RCF with the carbon pack, the carbon fibre bonnet and the carbon fibre roof, but the Lexus blue colour is awesome. They do this really, really nicely. So we've got the RCF, the 2-door here. Oh, carbon fibre spoiler as well on the boot lid. And we also have GSF as well, the 4-door. They make some pretty cool looking cars with the really aggressive grills. And they certainly know how to paint a very nice colour too. Like a darker blue always works with this kind of creamer coloured interior. We were just joking about this being the first time I've ever filmed a Peugeot, but that's actually not true at all, because I filmed the Peugeot Onyx concept at the Frankfurt Motorshow, I think 3 years ago. But here we've got 2 more concepts. We've got the Quartz with these kind of insane doors, one that goes up Lambo style, McLaren style almost, but kind of more out the side of the car. And then the rear door that looks like it kind of just goes up that way, which is totally bonkers, but there we go. That's a concept and a half. I wonder what's going to come from that. And then next to that, we've got the 308R Hybrid, which is, I guess, slightly more normal. It's actually quite cool. Look how much sort of aggression there is to the front, with the front grille sort of pointing over forwards. And we've got half blue and satin grey, and half blue and satin grey. So I have now filmed some more Peugeots. And then over here, we've got a Citroen C3 in a tealy kind of blue, a bit sea greeny, and then we've got a really light green. That doesn't even count as blue. I'm really cheating here on the C1. That's not blue at all. But maybe, I don't know. It's like if you sign up your car on the government database, what colour do you call that? Is it green? Is it blue? I don't even know. So I've now filmed some Citroens and some Peugeots. Toyota have a new Prius. And it's not very blue, but it's got a blue badge to start. Blue badge on the new Prius. This blends right in there with all the supercars, doesn't it? It seems like every time you ever take a photo or a video of a supercar, there is always a Prius around. And this is the new one. World premiere, the all-new Prius. They've even written a sign in blue. Yeah, so you're probably going to see tons and tons of those, absolutely everywhere, just where you don't necessarily want to see them, maybe. But no, I'm sure it's going to be a very popular car. And if I come back through the crowd, this is sort of pretty unfamiliar territory to me. I'm not used to trawling around Peugeot and Citroen and Toyota. We have a blue Auris Hybrid Touring. We have a blue Mirai. Dark blue. Don't know if that really counts. Blue floor. Everything here is blue this year. And a blue normal Auris Hybrid as well. Such a big thing. Oh, and that whole screen behind. Blue Avensis. Even the carpet is blue. and everybody's trousers are blue as well. Bonus points, I think, for the blue Golf Blue Motion. Blue Subaru race car. We were always going to find more blue cars on the Subaru stand, so we've got the BRZ in blue with the white stripes. They're pretty famous, obviously, for blue. But get this, great news on the Dacia stand, we have 3 blue cars. James May would be so happy, well, that I'm filming Dacias, I guess. We've got the Docker Stepway, we've got the Sandero Stepway. Dacia Sandero has now featured on the Shmee 150 YouTube channel. Get that. I didn't actually think this day would ever come, but it has now. We have a Dacia Sandero. Oh, and there's a blue dog. There's actually a blue dog. That is amazing, with the blue footballs and the blue suitcase. Like, why is that dog blue? I don't get it. I don't understand. Oh, and shoes as well. And shoes, suitcase, footballs, and a blue dog. And a Sandero. And if we keep going through here, we've got one more. What's this? I don't even know. It is a Logi Stepway. Well, there we go. Twizy! Twizzies are awesome. Blue and yellow to match the blue and yellow Formula E car from Renault. I think we've got the new Megane over there. I'm going to go and try and find that at the back somewhere. I'm not at Renault very often, so I'll feature this. This is the RS01, which is a very cool, very badass race car kind of thing. It looks kind of like an R8 almost, doesn't it? It's got that shape to it, but exceptionally cool. And that Prost's name on the side. RS01, Renault Sport 01. That's awesome. Right, where was I? I was going to look for the new Megane. I still haven't got to the Megane. We've got the new Renault Talisman, and we've got a blue cleaning cloth. Check that out. Everything here is blue. The Talisman is a car that there are literally posters for everywhere around this show. Right, now I promise I'm going to find this Megane. Finally, I've found the Meganes, and there are 2 of them, and they're both blue. That's a double win as well, right there. Took me a while, didn't it, to get around the Renault stand. There we go. 2 blue Meganes, Megane GT. Back at Ford, and we also have the Focus RS that they've announced has 350 horsepower. That's pretty impressive from the little baby Focus RS hatchback. And it has matching blue Brembo calipers as well down there. Oh, this is quite a bright, light blue colour on this car. I actually think that would be immense fun. I kind of want to go and take one for a drive.
So,
Forza 6, I'm in a blue car, well, a Ford GT in the game. If only it was the real one, eh? But it's blue and it's time to race Le Mans Circuit de la Sarthe. Let's go! First place, now for the real one. Seat time over, and I was sitting in this thing, which is kind of like a P1. It was modelled on the P1 when Forza 5 came out, so it's got the rear lights. So we'll call that a blue P1 for now. It's about as close as we're going to get. Ford are allowed to have a lot of blue. After all, their logo is indeed the blue oval, which is up there. It's literally a sign. This show is all about the blue. This is the Suzuki Celerio, little small hatchback, perfect when you've got a young family. They did do it in a nice colour though. They did do it in a very nice colour. But I don't think you'll see me buying one of those anytime desperately soon. And there's a blue Swift too. And get this, a bike on the Shmee channel, GSX-S1000F. That's literally a complicated name. GSX-S1000F. Okay, there we go. Bike lovers out there, I'm sure there are some of you. Tell me how good that is. Honda Civic Tourer, global premiere here for that car, another one in blue. There are just so many cars launching in blue. And again, we've got another sort of mini McLaren attempt, because we've got a McLaren Honda Formula 1 car, although it would kind of help life if they worked out how to race a little bit better, because I got into McLaren following them in Formula 1, and this season has not been very good. Another world premiere, the BMW X1, again launched here in blue. It seems so much the trend. This is the X-Drive 20D, 5-door sort of mini SUV. And then the big daddy SUV, the X6M, the most powerful version of the X6 in Long Beach blue, which is a really cool color actually. It's kind of got a greenish tinge to it depending how you see it, but seeing one outside in daylight is really, really quite nice. Slightly kind of pearlescent. Of course, at the moment I'm driving around in BMW UK's X6 M50D, the tri-turbo diesel version of this car. X6M being the one with the big petrol engine. So a really, really nice colour, although I do like the dark red that I have mine in. The Audi stand, which is a fantastic place. We came in here yesterday and it's kind of mind-boggling that they put this up. This whole building is not here around the rest of the year, they just make it for this show. But it's also a sea of blue, quite literally. We've got lots of the RS cars in blue, so we've got the RS7, sporty shape, large car, drove one of those recently. Just too dissimilar colour actually. Really nice, and we've got the RS6 Avant. Crowd, we've got the R8 V10, they're all painted exactly the same. I think it might be Audi's Kingfisher blue if I recall correctly. I think I've seen an S5 painted in this colour before, and at the time I really liked it, so I asked them, I sort of did a lot of digging, I just saw the spoiler go down, did a lot of digging to try and find out what the colour was called exactly. And then the new launch here at this show, the SQ5 TDI Plus. Behind that we have the RS3, which I joined Audi's press drive for recently, which was a lot of fun, as well as then driving the Abt RS3 as well, up to 430 horsepower. So there's a sea of cars in this lovely colour here at the Audi stand. They have done a very nice job. Oh, and I've missed the sort of new one. The most important one of these, of course, the new Audi S4 that has launched here at this show along with the A4. So we have the S4 Saloon and Avant as well. As well as that, there's the A4 G-Tron. And then if I try and come up towards this corner, which is not the easiest thing in the world to do. Crowds. You can somewhere through this crowd see the Sports, the e-tron Quattro concept. There we go. Which is like a teal, sea green kind of colour. I don't think I'm going to get a good shot of this car at all, so I might as well give up right there and go back and try and find the next thing. But I did love all the cars over there in that blue here on the Audi stand. Small correction, the colour is called Aura Blue, which is a colour you can actually get now apparently on the R8. Certainly would be my choice, it's lovely. Der 911 exclusive manufacture, custom 911 painted in, it's a kind of sea greeny blue, this one. I think it might come out slightly differently on the camera to how it looks, but we are looking through a window, but that's like an example of Porsche exclusive customization stuff you can do and bespoking cars and making them look however you would like on the 911. Carrera S convertible there, the new one of course, with the new exhaust with the turbocharged engine. It also has that new back bit you can just see on the rear deck too. There's a pretty long line of matching cars here at the VW stand. We've got the Golf R to start us off, and they're all in this kind of royal blue colour. We've got the Golf R, then we've got the Golf R variant, which is the Estate. Then we've got the Sirocco R. And it keeps going, hey look, even the girls on the stand wear blue as well. We've got the Passat R-Line. And the Passat R-Line Estate. And I'm going to keep going. Hey, that's clever. Wheelchair solution. And if we keep going all the way through, we get to the Tiguan GTE, which is their premier car, which is in a lighter blue. Again, light blue metallic. It's quite funny how everybody has gone for this kind of colour this time round. The last VW I promised, the Touareg. Another one in blue. While I'm here, the Golf GTE Sport. This is a pretty cool looking concept. It's sort of a Golf that's much lower to the ground and seriously aggressive and nice styling. Doors that open up and out. Look at the interior. It's crazy cool. Hey, look at the dashboard area. Look at the steering wheel. That's awesome. So that's a Golf, but not a normal Golf. That is a very, very, very cool Golf. Let me come back and actually look at this. Look at the blue dials. That's a cool driving position. Engine start button there. Love that. That's awesome. Hey look, shirt, blue. Trousers, blue. Shoes, blue. I seem to be also having a blue day. So this is going to be the final car. I'm going to wrap it up here with this Bentley Continental GTC Speed, convertible of course, in, this is actually Kingfisher blue. So I think I got the name wrong because I was getting confused between Audi and Bentley, but this is probably my favourite sort of shade of colour. This is a really, really nice light blue metallic. As you can see over the edges, you get a really sort of light area, and then it sort of dips a little bit to a darker colour around the sides, making a nice contrast. And this is pretty much the same sort of colour as the new car that I have ordered in my custom spec from MSO, McLaren Special Operations, and that I've done on the 675 in cerulean blue, as we've called it. Cerulean deriving from the Latin word for heaven. The Bentley GTC here. That's my favourite colour of this year's motor show. It's going to win the award. So now, if you've been paying attention to this video, you should watch it again. This time have a nice drink out, and every time I said the word blue, you need to have a drink. And I think it's probably the quickest way to have a good night. But yeah, it's been the blue cars of the Frankfurt Motor Show. It seems to be the colour this year that everybody has chosen to launch their new releases. Like the big highlight cars, the Bugatti, the Ferrari, the Lamborghini, they're all in blue. Even things like the Ford GT are in blue, the Audis are all in blue. Yeah, it's definitely a blue kind of year. That's it for now though. Make sure you're checking out all of the other content I'm creating from this year's motor show. Some in-depth pieces with some of the cars like the Bentley Bentayga, their new SUV, the Bugatti, and the other cars I've just mentioned as well. That's it for now though. I'm going to catch up with you again very soon. Thanks for watching. Cheers. Lamborghini Huracan LP610-4 Spyder. Now this is a soft top.
If you look right here, you can see that the horseshoe is actually a floating element that holds the front wing in place.
Electric Mission E. This is a 300-mile range, 600